Welcome to MAFIA CC. My name is Lubicar Gonzalez, and today I'll be showing you working with colors. It consists of the basics in color theory, RGB, CMYK, identifying non-printing colors, saving colors or swatches, and Eyedropper Tool in Photoshop. So let's start off the basics for color theory. Okay, first off, all colors are combination of RGB, which are red, green, and blue. For example, this color wheel right here is designed so that any colors you pick from it will look good together. With colors, you can set a mood or attract attention. You can also use it to energize or to cool down. And color can be your most powerful design element if you learn to use it effectively. The color circle, or also known as color wheel, is a basic tool for combining colors. Color harmonies or color chords are the basic techniques for creating color. The color wheel can be divided into warm and cool colors. For example, this right side right here is considered as a warm colors that are vivid and energetic, while on the left side, these are cool colors that gives an impression of relaxing and calm vibes. Moving on to complementary color scheme. Complementary color scheme are colors that opposite with each other on the color wheel. For example, red and green. Here's an example of a complementary scheme that I found on Pinterest. That is red and green. For the next one, analogous color scheme, are colors next to each other on the color wheel. These schemes are often found in nature and pleasing to the eye. So for example, this area right here. And this one is an example of a analogous color scheme. Triadic color scheme. This uses colors that are evenly spaced around the color wheel. To use this scheme successfully, the colors should be carefully balanced. This is an example of an awesome triad color image that I found on Pinterest. So let's move on to identifying non-printing colors. Identifying non-printing colors. Let's look again on this color wheel. Let's take a look at the opposites of RGB. The opposite of red is cyan, the opposite of blue is yellow, and the opposite of yellow is magenta. In screens, different proportions of RGB are used to show the color that you desire or the screen shows. In printing, the combination of CMYK, which is black, the mixtures are used to display dozens of colors. If you move the mouse right here, the maximum numbers of RGB are 255. Why? Because red, green, and blue is shown 8 bits of data. In 8 bits, 255 is the maximum number that you can represent. CMY is the opposite of RGB. K is for darkness, for black. Now, if you have to represent it in a white screen, for example, in this image, if we zoom in and take a magnifying glass, the values of R, G, and B becomes totally white, 255. It becomes totally bright because it's a light, since your screen is not a color. It is a light. Now, if you mix, for example, if you have a paint, if you mix RGB in similar proportion, I guarantee it will become white. How wonder white is represented on the paper? No color, right? So then, R is 255 and the value of cyan, which is the opposite of red, so the value of cyan will be 0. The value of magenta would also be 0. Because magenta is the opposite of green, and if green is 255, What is the amount of color that will come out on a printer? None, right? So moving on to saving colors and swatches. To save a color, open an image. So I have this image right here. And on the menu bar, click on image, select mode, and go to indexed color. So as you can see, the maximum of colors are only 256. But for now, I'll make it 100. And leave the palette unchanged. And then click OK. Click on the image again, select mode, and then go to the color table. This appears to be the colors on the image. Save it and name your color swatch whatever you want. For example, I'll name this Sakura. Then click OK. Click on this top right button and then click on the swatches and then go right here and click on load swatches. So go in here on the top right corner, click it, and then go to load swatches. Change the settings into color table and you can see your customized palette. When you click it, it appears on your swatch. So moving on, the Eyedropper Tool. For the shortcut on this tab is I. See? It selects the color whenever you click at it in here. If you click at the color picker, it takes you to the foreground color. And if you move the cursor outside, it immediately turns into an eyedropper tool, accomplishing the same thing. And yeah, that's it. For the recap, I discussed about the basics in color theory, RGB, CMYK, identifying non-printing colors, saving color or swatches, and eyedropper tool in Photoshop. So basically, I showed you guys working with colors. So that's it for today. Once again, I'm Lubicar Gonzalez from MAFIA CC. I hope you learned something from me, and thanks for watching. Peace.